Hello and welcome to Alien's Joy today. I am glad to see you. I'm glad to be here. If you are on Apple, Amazon, Roku, or if you're live in the studio, very glad to see you today. It is a holiday season here in the United States. It is December. Maybe you watch the show at a later time, but not something that you can catch up with on the topic of today. We're going to talk about your planning manifest. And what does that mean? I'm going to explain that to you. This show is all about giving you tips, right, for a joyful and an easier life. Just becoming better at it. Excuse me. I am Lilian Haan. I am a trauma-informed executive corporate wellness coach and resilience coach for corporate leadership. I'm a best-selling author and speaker, and I help execs and entrepreneurs and people any day, everywhere that feel stuck become unstoppable. Today, I want to talk about your planning manifest. One of the things that I did yesterday in person and that I do a lot of webinars and workshops on is planning your and setting your goals for 2025. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. And if you have time, I just want to give you a minute to grab some pen and paper. You definitely want to write some things down because we're going to look at what worked for you last year and what you want to carry over in 2025 so that we can kind of become a little bit accountable. It is very well known that people do not really plan ahead, and people that are planning are very successful. So one of the things that I always really point out working with people with stress and anxiety is because they're not really working in a calendar, right? Or not really have, they didn't really set some goals towards their dreams and start taking little steps and hold themselves accountable. Most people actually do not have a plan at all, not even a plan set for their own future. And what I want you to do is kind of think along with me and write along with me today to see if you can plan ahead a little bit so that you can find some self-accountability or accountability there and some self-mastery in a sense of you're the boss of your own life. So let's go and make that a little bit of a reality. And then if that is working for you, please let me know, elianhaan@gmail.com, or set an appointment if you are looking for somebody to hold you accountable, to work with you in this matter, right? So welcome to 2025, your planning manifest. All achievement begins through thought and begins in thought. So the most of the time we're our own worst enemy, holding back, holding on to negative beliefs, or thinking that we can't do it, or holding on to things that were told us and that we were told in the past. And so we don't see ourselves many times as very successful. You can help yourself with that to become successful and really change your thoughts into, yay, I can do it. Not just by positive thinking, of course, and other things that I frequently talk about, but also by really writing it down and saying, this is very doable. I can do this. This is achievable. And I just want to write this down for myself so that I can get this on the road, right? I can get this party on the road. So let's say that we're going to start thinking about clarity. The first golden nugget again is clarity. And the clearer you are about things that you want to achieve or that you want to see or that you want to dream of or that you have in that little vision of yourself where you want to be next year, let's take it one step at a time and go with next year, right? We're going to break it down in little pieces. If you are clear about that, then you can really step little steps forward. Say, this is what I want to do in January. This is what I want to do in February. This is what I want to do in March. So these things are very important for you. First, I want to ask you, what is your biggest accomplishment in 2024? What was your biggest accomplishment? What are you really proud of? It's not an easy thing. Yesterday, when I started with that question with a large group of women, we were all thinking about that. Is there one thing that we can point out? Is there three or even two things that we can actually write down? What is your biggest accomplishment? For me, it was an amazing year in my career. It was an amazing, successful year in my career. So I'm really proud of that. And secondly, I'm also proud of the fact that we're here with the show Eliana's Joy for the fourth season. So this is our fourth season together. And I hope you enjoy tuning in weekly or listening to the replay and listening to the little golden nuggets that I'm giving you. So what is the biggest accomplishment in 2024? I want you to look at that and carry the things that you have done really well over in 2025. I want you to keep doing what you are doing. If that is planning, if that is goal setting, if that is holding yourself accountable, if that is living through that disciplined calendar, then you did something really well this year. I started doing that 2 years for myself, 2 years ago, when my coach and mentor really asked me the same questions, and I started writing everything down. And if you write it down with me today, writing it down is so powerful because you're just looking at it all the time. And there's accountability, right? You go like, okay, this is what I can do today. It is very reasonable. It is very doable. I can measure it, right? You just kind of go by those goals. I'm not going to be an ocean deep sea diver next year or an airplane pilot. So I just do the things that I'm already good at and that I want to forward in 2025 that worked for me. And how can I do a little bit more of it or a little bit different and even a little bit more interesting, right? So how can I make that all work for me? So I want you to think with me there. What is your biggest accomplishment in 2024? And what worked in 2024? And what would you like to do the same, right? What would you like to keep the same? What worked? Usually things, people ask us those questions like, what do you want to do different? Or what are you going to change? I just really want to look at your wins and your achievements. Excuse me. I have a little frog in my throat. I want you to look at the achievements, the things that you did really well. How can you make those bigger? Or how can you hold on to that? Or how can you really also see your own success, right, in that? What do you want to do the same that really worked? So let's think about those two questions. What are the first and second big achievements, accomplishments, and why did that work? And how can you carry that forward into the new year? Start thinking about the new year a little bit. Start thinking about how can I plan and start January the 31st with a bang, right? Because my big title for my workshop next year and for my 2-month program, coaching program, and for my 12-month coaching program one-on-one is Feel Alive in 2025. And I want you to feel what I'm feeling. I want you to feel that happiness, that success, that accomplishment, the wins, and also just being proud of myself that I am better able with my thinking, with my mindset, with my skill set, with my tool set, with the things that I have learned. I'm able to overcome the times where I'm in doubts or the times that are just hard, the events, the happenings, the family, the things that I worry about, the things that cause stress and anxiety. I'm better able to handle that. I get better at it. And I want you to get better at it. That's my big quote, right? Life doesn't get any easier, but you get better at it. And I really feel that. So I feel way more accomplishment in all areas of my life. And I want you to feel that as well. So Feel Alive in 2025 is my big program. Reach out if you're interested, and I'll give you information later. So let's go a little bit into your personal vision for 2025. Your personal vision. Write it down what you would like to see for your health and well-being, your well-care, your wellness. What are you going to write down now? What are you going to write down? Maybe lose a few pounds? No, let's say right away that this again has to be realistic, right? You have to be able to measure it. You have to put a little due date on it. So let's say that I want to lose 2 pounds by the end of January because I've been eating that wonderful healing powers of chocolate in December, right? So if I want to lose 2 pounds in January, and that's one of my goals for my health and well-being, my overall fitness, right? My nutrition, I want to step it up to the plate. 2 pounds is doable. Now, if I'm going to tell myself I'm going to lose 10 pounds by the end of the month, you know you're going to be in a rut at the end of the month because that is not realistic. If you're gonna lose 2 pounds by the end of February, great. That is something that you can set as a goal for yourself. So now, since we're taking little steps towards this goal setting, let's think about, yeah, I can do that. Now, let's start walking maybe 3 times a week. If 5 days a week or 7 days a week seems a little irrational, let's just go 3 times a week. And then maybe 2 times a week, depending on your fitness level or depending on what your goals are there. Maybe 2 times a week, you can start a little stretch. You can do some classes on Zoom or at home, or you can start joining a gym. But if you start joining the gym as a lifetime fitness coach and trainer and group X instructor, 40 years in the business, I know this. If you tell yourself that on January the 1st, you're going to go to the gym every day, you're going to fall off the wagon because it is just not really realistic. Or unless you're going to go crazy, or unless you're already doing it and you started it last month. Great. But you see where I'm going to? Let's consider your health and well-being. What would you add on to the things that you're already doing that are good for your health, that are good for your overall well-being, that are good for you? It's your food, your diet. I'm not talking about losing weight when I talk about diets. Your intake, your nutrition. You're eating healthy, what are you going to change, right? So just let's start with a little goal setting for January, maybe the first quarter of the year. Where do you want to see that go? And let's go and write that down. Your well-being, your health, maybe your doctor's appointments, maybe you're going to catch up women to women on that going to the doctor for your follow-up appointment, right, for your overall health check, right, and all that stuff. What do we need to do to get back on track? And I want you to consider your doctor's appointments, your intake for your supplements. Do you need a good company for supplements? Mine is great. Reach out. Do you need a good company for, or do you need a nutrition or a health person to come into your life? What would you like to see? Consider all that for your personal health and well-being, because we want to add on years to our life and be able to do the things. Like I have classes in a chair, I have yoga classes, I have fitness classes. If we do that, I can see the benefits immediately. So do you want to get up out of your chair in a couple of years without using your arms, without using your hands? You still want to be able just to get up and stand up and go sit back down? Yay, start today, right? Or start tomorrow or on the 1st. But we're going to write that down, just little things. I want to be easier for me. I want to be more flexible. I want to be able to tie my shoes going forward, right, without sitting down or something like that. So think about that. What would you like to do for your longevity, for your health? You write a few things down, maybe 2 or 3 smaller goals, and ultimately maybe even 5. What do you want to achieve? 25. The second point that we're going to address is self-care, self-development, fun, happiness, me time. What are you going to do for you? I always need to learn it the hard way because I'm good at that. I got way better at it. I did get way better at it, but I really need to set a time. I love to work, but I also need to set time for myself out for vacations, for travel, for fun times with friends, going places, seeing a concert, seeing a museum, going to grow a little bit, maybe even, or add a course to it. Maybe I want to learn to paint. Or maybe I want to learn to be a better cook. Those kind of things. Or maybe you go to a health and a health nutrition course, right? Where you learn to cook really healthy meals and put them on the table. But that is also part of your self-care, your fun, your happiness. You're doing it outside work time. You're doing it outside taking care of the children time. You're taking care of you, not your husband, not your family, not the kids, or anything else. Work, 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 work all the time. You're going to take care of you. And that is so important to do it in a fun and in a happy way, just allowing yourself to get some good belly laughs with people, joining maybe a community club or joining, like I said, a civic group where you can really just help out, feel good. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to learn? Like I said, maybe you're going to join a course, do a workshop. What are you going to learn about yourself? What is that self-development? Again, like I said earlier, we want to come into that place of self-mastery so that when things are falling apart around you, and that is inevitable at times, when that happens, you're going to get better at dealing with it. We talked about anxiety this morning in one of my webinars. It is your feeling that you can't handle it. It's your thoughts that tell you that you can't handle it. You can, and you can get better at it, right? And you just kind of like, what do you need to do to get better at it? That stress, anxiety, the things that are happening around us. Anyway, what do you need to do for self-preservation? Or do you need to set something in the morning time for self? That might be meditation, prayer time, reading your Bible, or that might be something that gets you out of the door and takes you to the gym, and having that wonderful cup of coffee or tea that you would love to have in the morning. That is for you. That time, set that time apart. And especially when you're a very busy mom and career or businesswoman or entrepreneur or anything like that, when you work, 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 and you take care of a family, you need that hour for yourself. And if that means, sometimes I talk about that with my clients, if that means that you have to get up earlier, ultimately it just becomes that routine and that habit, and that is a really healthy thing. So think about that. What do you want to really grow into? What do you want to learn about yourself, right? Really interesting. Number 3, your family, relationships, love, friendship. What do you need to do for that? What can become better? When it comes to this year, going to give you a straight example out of my own life. I can take better care of the people that I love in person, and not just my family and the people in my direct environment. I can visit some more with some friends that I have. I can actually take more time to go to them and see them. I can again engage more in some of my church activities. I can just do something more out of friendship and love, connect with people that I need to have a good conversation with, maybe follow up with somebody that I had some fallout with, and I want to use my communication skills and say, I love you. Can we talk about this? And move on from there. Sharing the love is the most important thing, right? So if we want to heal the family, the relationships, or are we really okay? Do we need to add on more? Are you lonely? Are you looking for friendship? What can you do for yourself? So write down 1 or 2, maybe 3 things that you can really work on. Think about that. This is number 3, right? So number 1 was health and well-being. Number 2, self-care development. Number 3, family relationships and love. Taking a deep breath here, thinking about it. I know that you're writing some things down. I know that your mind is going. And you're going to just watch the replay again and go like, I need to write this down. Maybe you come up with some new ideas. What relationships would I like to grow and develop? Very important, right? Who inspires you? Who encourages you? Who supports you? What do you do to pay them back and to show them your appreciation, or to just show them your love? Show them that you're grateful. We don't always have to do something back, but are you really saying thank you, right? Are you accepting love? Are you accepting care, right? Learn to ask for help and learn to accept. So these things are important in there. One of my things there always is ask for help when you need it, Elian. Ask for help when you need it. Go into number 4. What do you need to do to grow your spirituality, religious commitments, your purpose, your meaning? Do you know your purpose? Do you know why you're here? Do you know what the meaning of your life is? to dive a little bit deeper into that? Or is it just more something physical, more going more to the place where you like to be in worship? Do you need to maybe enjoy a group or an online community again to get into this spiritual healing and get to learn something more? Again, it is a little bit of self-development and growth. Like number two, it is also, are you committed to it? Are you making that commitment? I know how easy we say to each other, I'll pray for you. And then sometimes I catch myself when I say that, and I come home at the end of the day and I'm thinking, oh, who did I say that to? I need to follow up to on my words, right? Who do I tell? I will pray for you or pray for your loved one. And I told somebody that, or maybe it was even online. We were so fast, 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 fast. And maybe it was on Facebook and I saw all these things coming down. And I'm like, oh, yeah, 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 prayers and love, prayers and love. And did I commit to purposely put names, people, faces in my prayers? Or does all this just becomes a habit online and we're not really following up? Something to think about. Something to think about. I'm really good at saying that and spreading the love, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. But do I keep it long term? Do I keep the names on my list, so to speak, right? Do I keep thinking of people? Can I do something more? Can I step out of my house and say, I'm going to help you? That's all really important. That is part of your purpose. That might be part of your meaning. And that might be a big thing for 2025 for you. So think about that. What can I just do more? And do I really know why I'm here, and am I really into it, and what is that purpose? The purpose doesn't have to be big. The purpose is not your oh, what am I doing the whole day? For me, my work is my calling, it's my purpose. But your calling might be being an amazing family person, being an amazing friend, being an amazing teacher, being an amazing worker. It is not always career related. Your purpose might just be being there for the people in your life that need you right now. You will feel that, you will know that because you do it with passion, you do it with intent, you just love to do it. And then you know it. Then you know it. Well, we're at number 5, your career, business, work, community engagement, busy, busy, busy. What can improve? What would you like to create? What would you like to do to make a difference with your work? Write some things down. What can you come up with? For me, I'm going to do exactly what I'm doing, and I'm going to do more of it. Webinars, workshop, I love to teach, I love to share. I read a lot, I learn a lot, and I love to share it immediately with you. And I love to work with my clients. I love to add on corporate wellness next year to my um, career list, to my work list. And so I'm really going to help people with their health and well-being, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, on all these levels, right? So for me, it's kind of pony coaching. I do 3 different things. And that is great because I'm passionate about it. I can do it. I can handle it. I'm going to add to it, right? It's also a growing process for me because then I can see if something is maybe not working out or was not really necessary, or maybe I wasn't at the right price point, or maybe I needed to change things there. Maybe I needed to add on a different language, a different way of communicating. So all these things have to do with my business, my career. What do I promote and how do I promote it? Do I choose to get help? There again, right? My assistant is amazing, and I love to have a team, right? I have a PR team and all that good stuff. We need that. We need that. We can't do everything by ourselves. Well, in my case, because I'm an entrepreneur, if you are already in a team, if you're working for a great company, corporation, and you have a great business, or you're working for somebody in a great business, again, same thing there. Is it something you love? If it's something that commits you, does it give you time for itself? Is it honest? Is it something that is also well uh, um, Well received, right? You need to look at leadership, team, all that stuff. What would you like to change, do, or what can you contribute? Or what conversations do you need to have? For instance, in a corporate environment, do you need to have a management or a team leader or a corporate conversation there, right? Do you need to have a little bit of step up for yourself? Mm, that's very important. So sometimes we just need to have these conversations. And if that is on your list for 2025, yeah, gotta do it. Makes me feel better. Gotta do it. And the last point today has nothing to do with your career. It is just finances. It is just money. And yes, we get better at it. We get better at that too. If you're not good at it, you get better at it. Finances, money, are you investing? Do you have a budget? Are you setting goals? Are you valuing yourself? Do you respect yourself? If you're an entrepreneur, again, to put a good value on what you know, on your own wisdom, on your own expertise, on your own experience. You have invested for years in yourself. Do you set a good price? Is your fee according from what you know? Is that a correct fee? Is that a good and solid thing? Right? Sometimes you have to do that. I needed to do that years ago. I was not in the right value. I didn't appreciate my work and what I was doing. I just didn't understand that I could put a nice price on that because I had paid my dues. And that is very important. That has to do with self-respect. It has to do with stepping into courage. It has to do with self-esteem, with appreciating what you do, loving what you do, and being able to help others. That's not sales, that's service. And if I'm talking to other women, you know what I'm talking about. That's a hard thing for us sometimes, but you know what I'm talking about. We can do that. So write some things down there in that last, your finances, your money, in that last point on what you would love to see there. That's really important. It gives us a sense of self-respect, and it gives us a sense of validation, right? It's really important. You contribute, good, but you also need to pay your bills. That's very important. So I want to thank you for this. I want to thank you for joining me today. I want to thank you for this amazing opportunity to share with you today on this important topic. It is really important to create an accountability system for yourself that you can look at every day. Again, that is doable with just little fun due dates like, yes, I'm working on it. Yes, it feels good. Yes, I did it today. Sometimes we need to eat the frog first and do the things you don't want to do in the morning, right? Follow-up calls or emails or all that stuff, paper, maybe writing down, paying bills, all that stuff. Eat the frog first, get it done, and how good you feel, how accomplished you feel when you get it done. It gives you a great, great feeling. So thank you for listening to me today. Thank you for being here. Allianz Joy. I love doing this show. This is my 4th year. I am proud of that. I've had amazing guests every day, and once in a while, I'll come in between. Just break down into smaller goals, right? Set your goal for the first quarter. Work with me. If you have any questions, reach out and make an appointment. Calendly.com/Coach Elian. Calendly.com/Coach Elian, or go to my website. You find the link there, www.elianhaan.net. I hope you feel alive in 25 and you come alive in 25. And please reach out for help on my coaching programs, one-on-one or group coaching. It's all there. And just keep being with me and give me any feedback. I love that. Reach out. Thank you for watching today. I'll see you next week on Allianz Joy. Make it an amazing day.